Now Paula and Fabiana are going to talk about the acquisition and development of new skills in piano practice after vision loss.
Well, we're very nervous after playing to perform. Well, we are Paula and Fabiana Chavez. We are identical twin sisters, and we were born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, South America. We'd like to share with you some of our experiences and tell you a little bit about what we found out to face the challenge to continue with our musical career after losing our sight. By the time we turned 13, we both received the diagnosis of Stargardt disease, which is part of a group of rare diseases affecting the macular region of the retina. It is sometimes called juvenile macular degeneration because it often appears at an early age. Vision loss is most intense in the macula, which is in the center of the retina and controls central and detailed vision. That means that we were not blind at that time. However, we had a very low vision. And it was very difficult for anyone to predict, including the doctors, what our vision would be like at a certain time in the future. It was very hard for our parents to know that no treatments were available for Stargardt disease. So our father, who was a musician, tried to find a way for us to distract us. He bought a piano. And that changed our lives literally. We passionately fell in love with classical music. Our father was our first piano teacher, and he copied each score in magnified characters in a sheet of paper large enough for us to see. As we needed to bring the music material very close to the eyes, the only chance we had was to memorize every piano work we had to learn. In this way, we finished our studies at the conservatory, became music teachers, and performed in several concert halls in Buenos Aires. Little by little, we started to lose our remaining vision, and we were not able to read the scores as we used to do before. It was very frustrating for us, and we left our musical activities for some years. However, we didn't give up. We both went to university to get our bachelor degree on musical art, and we focused our research on visually impaired music education area. Yes, so we started to ask ourselves the following question. Could it be possible to acquire new skills in piano practice after losing the sight? We were firmly convinced that if we could make the right changes or adaptations to a piano technique or discover a new method of reading scores, we would probably continue a musical career. So this brought us to 3 points. The first one, implementation of a new method of reading scores. And searching on the web, we found a very interesting software called Live from Dancing Dots. Saint-Tropez. The software allows to navigate a musical score using standard chords and keys. The PC verbally describes each note and related annotations such as reds, accents, ties, ornaments, working together with the JAWS for Windows screen reader software. Live Aloud has lots of functionalities like editing, reading, and printing scores, but we just focused on the reading function of this technology. We don't use Braille, we use Limelode as a kind of audio description software. It is like a sighted person described each element of a score in our own language, Spanish. When we need to learn new pieces, we can ask Limelode to play a single note or a single chord, or even listen to the whole piece with a metronomic click as reference to facilitate memorization. In addition, when we practice a new work, we have the choice to change the playback tempo into a slower tempo. Connecting the PC to a MIDI keyboard and playing with a Limelode file together is a very useful feature for us, especially in this case, that we play piano duets. For example, I play my primo part of a work at the same time as the secondo part of a MIDI file of the same work. It seems like I'm playing with my twin sister, but she's not playing with me. My MIDI keyboard is playing for her. Okay, the second point is related to piano technique. When we lost our remaining vision, it was very difficult for us to get used to playing piano without a visual reference as we did before. And it got us thinking, what kind of strategies would we need to apply to develop efficiency in piano practice? Well, we took the idea of making a kind of sliding movement with the hands without jumping, getting the hands on the shortest distance of the keyboard and getting the fingers very close to the keys to avoid unnecessary hands movements. In this way, we could also play staccati, portati, and non-legato notes. Perhaps the most important technical aspect for us was the increase of spatial memory. This spatial memory is related to muscle memory. If we talk about piano practice, we can say that you get a better muscle memory when you play a part of a piece over and over again and when you start to play the notes without thinking. So, the increase of spatial memory was very important for us because it gave us the possibility to find long-distance notes with no effort. Okay, and the last point is about the incorporation of new resources to improve our ensemble practice. The visual patterns frequently used by sighted pianists in their ensemble performances turned impossible for us to carry out. It was extremely necessary for us to adopt some new agreements related to musical rhythm and musical expression. That's when we thought about the most important physical aspect of musical performance, breathing. So we decided to adopt hard audible breathing, like this. 2, adjust startings, endings, and different grades of rubato. In this respect, our ensemble synchronicity began to go better and better. We realized that the uncomfortable nearness of our own bodies sitting side by side at the same piano could be a benefit if we could take advantage of it. We took the closeness of our hands as a point of reference to find the note or a chord throughout the keyboard. We also realized that our elbows touching could help us to follow the rhythm of the music by the movement of our arms. The application of all these adaptations have been very important for our lives because they let us play the piano again after losing our sight, return to the stage, and what is more, to release our first classical music album last year. Thank you. So we came to the conclusion that it is absolutely possible to acquire new skills in piano practice after losing the sight. We are sometimes contacted by musicians from other parts of the world asking about the way we use new technologies for reading scores. We usually hear sad stories about young blind students who have been told to drop out their academic music careers. So we do believe that there are many methods of reading scores for visually impaired musicians nowadays. Braille music notation, low vision systems, or the use of new technology. For that reason, we're absolutely convinced that the institutions of music education around the world must provide the blind or partially sighted students with all the tools available so they can choose the one they need. And to create awareness that a single method of reading scores doesn't work for everybody. So we invite all of you to keep your eyes wide open to discover new developments, new resources, new knowledge to add to the ones we've already got to make our musicians' lives more and more independent. Thank you.